Oh yeah, it is finally time to introduce the next build to the channel, which is a 2000 KX250. This bike is an absolute basket case. I would say this bike is even worse than the YZ was when I got it. You know, it's just worse in other areas than the YZ is and a little bit better. I think it's gonna be a really, really fun build. It is 252 stroke, so it's gonna be an absolute ripper when it's done, and I've got some big plans for this build. But before I get to those big plans, let me take you through a walkthrough of this bike. You guys may have already seen a little bit of a walkthrough from this bike if you watched my previous video on avoiding getting scammed when buying a used dirt bike. But let me grab you, take you through a walkthrough of this bike. We're not gonna be doing any work to it today, but we're gonna be revealing what we're gonna be doing. So stay tuned for that, and let me grab you, take you through a walkthrough. Here she is in all her glory. Now this is gonna be the first Kawi two-stroke that I've ever owned, so I'm excited to dive into the Kawis and see what they're all about. This one, it wouldn't be on this channel if it wasn't an absolute basket case. This engine is shot. We have got a locked up crank and terrible play. That is all side to side, by the way. I'd like to warn you guys. So we're looking at a complete rebuild, top and bottom end. I will show you guys the cylinder in a second here just to show you how catastrophic this was. Apparently it did run, but the guy I bought it from said he ran it one time and then it locked up on him. And here I am buying it. Pretty much this is what we got. We got the bike just like this, you know, torn down. We've got a seat and everything for it. And we've also got a box of parts here with not the straightest radiators in the world I've ever seen. They could be managed, maybe. We'll see. Of course, it wouldn't be a KX if it didn't have green spoke skins on it. I swear every old Kawi has green spoke skins on it. As far as the forks and stuff go, you know, we've got a little bit of some leaking going on there, but nothing like super, super bad. You know, it's not collecting on the bottom lugs. Tires are shot. Obviously the plastics aren't too bad, but you know, they just look a little ugly. Here's a bit more of the engine here. Got the carb and everything. It is a complete bike. It's just all torn down. Nice thing is it does have a pretty fresh gold chain on there. I guess what happened was this bike was used for hill climbs. So it was a big hill climb bike. It's not stretched or nothing, but that was its main use. Rear tire is non-existent. It would be good for the drag strip. Here's our rear shock and rear swing arm, rear tire. Honestly, it's not terrible. It's not that bad. Nothing looks like crazy hacked up on it. It just looks like it needs some love. And I think it's gonna be a pretty fun build. I've got some plans for it, but let me show you guys the cylinder and then we'll get into what I'm thinking for this build. So here's the cylinder, and I'm gonna have to probably put about $1,000 into this engine just to get it running. Taking a look into that cylinder, ooh mama, there is some deep gouges in there. It looks like there's piston material in the ports as well. And yeah, what I think happened is during that first start, because the previous owner said he had to put a top end in it. Well, I noticed looking at the piston that the wrist pin was worked out. I don't think the circlip was seated correctly. And I think on his first start, the circlip popped out, and that's how the cylinder got so ate up, and the piston as well. Because you can see there's heavy scoring on this side where the circlip's not in. And on this side where the circlip is in, the side of the piston's not as scored up. It is back here, but once again, that circlip's gonna bounce around in that cylinder, especially when it's, you know, running at a couple thousand RPM, and lock it up real good. It also threw some stuff in the bottom end. But yeah, this cylinder is going to need to be replaced or repaired. I'm thinking about sending it out to Millennium Technologies and having them recode it, redo it. It's about 400 bucks, and definitely worth it, because unfortunately I can't really go anywhere with the cylinder the way it is. But I will say, as far as the bike goes, it's pretty good framework. You know, nothing seems like too crazy on it. Like I was saying before, you know, nothing's hacked up too bad. It seems like it could be a really, really good bike. It just needs that little bit of love in there. All right, so that's the little mini tour. Nothing crazy, but now it's time to show you guys what my plans are for this bike. Okay, so I've been going back and forth on what I want to do with this build for a while. Do I want to restyle it? Do I want to do old school plastics? Keep it 2000s, almost like a retro build? What do I want to do with it? Do I want to go black frame, this and that? So what I was thinking is I want to have you guys build this bike. So what I'm thinking is the first episode coming up, should be real soon here, is going to be the teardown process of that. And then the next episode will be like, for example, like an engine build, right? And what I'm going to be doing is every episode at the end, I'll reveal what I'm going to be doing next. So for example, after I tear this down, and let's say I'm sandblasting the frame, the wheels, everything getting ready to get coated, I want you guys to leave comments on what you think would look nice. So if you say keep green frame, I'm going to keep the green frame. But what I'm going to do is I'll find either the top comment, the comment with the most likes. Let's say it's a purple frame. If that's got, 15, 20, 30 likes in the comment, that's the top comment. That's what I'm going to go with. So please go easy on me. I'm still on a big budget, keep that in mind, so I can't go absolutely crazy on the build, but I want you guys to kind of pick the aesthetics of this bike. Definitely some engine stuff as well. If you recommend, if you want to see something cool done with the engine, I can absolutely do that as well, but I want to have you guys build this bike. I think that would be personally cool, and let's say if you want purple frame and white plastics or purple frame and green plastics, we'll just gotta have you guys build this bike. I think that would be super, super cool. And if it doesn't work out, if there's not many comments or likes or top comments, I'll kind of try to figure it out from there. But I'll keep you guys updated on what the next episodes are coming or the next steps. So you guys can go ahead and leave those comments on the videos, and then I can go back and choose. And then the next episode coming up with the frame, I'll reveal what we're doing for the frame. I think it's gonna be cool. It might take a little bit longer since I won't have a big plan. I'll kind of be working per episode to see what you guys want. But it could end up looking, try to stick maybe with the aesthetic, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. And then maybe at the end of the build, I'll do something cool with it too, since it's a subscriber build. So let me know what you guys think of that. If you think it's a bad idea, let me know, and I'll just stick to it and try to, build it myself like I did for the YZ. Or if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know down below, because I personally would be very excited for that. I think that would be really cool to have you guys build this bike. So yeah, this is the 2000 KX250, and stay tuned for the teardown. Stay tuned for the full build coming up on this bike, and hopefully it's going to be you guys building this bike. But let me know once again what you think about that, and stay tuned for this build. Thank you guys. And also, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that have been killing that YZ final build episode. That video is doing fantastic, and it has helped this channel grow. And the reason that I want to have you guys build this bike is because you are what makes building these bikes possible. I have always loved to do bike builds and bike repairs, but to have you guys following and watching, it really helps me keep going. It does help fund these builds a little bit, not a whole lot yet, but it just helps all around. So thank you guys very much, and let me know what you want to do.